Over the past years, Prince Harry has been on the media constantly, whether it's about his wife Meghan or the royal family being against him and his wife. In this episode, we'll show you some of the most outrageous details that Harry revealed to Anderson Cooper during their 60-minute interview. From his experience and history with drugs, wicked stepmother, the paparazzi, and the passing of his mother, Princess Diana. Despite Harry being a controversial figure recently, Cooper was quite forgiving with Harry during the interview. The toughest question he threw at Harry was when he asked why he and his wife, Meghan Markle, had not given up their royal titles yet. But that's going to be in a separate video. For now, we'll include how difficult it was for him to get along with his brother, Prince William, and how he hoped things would become better in the future. Join us once again as we discuss some of the most important matters during this jaw-dropping interview. Welcome to Mind-Blowing Top 5, where we bring you things that will blow your mind. These includes demystifying things that have never crossed your mind. Let's start this emotional roller coaster with number 5. William and Harry did not want their father to marry Camilla. Even before she became the Queen Consort, Camilla has frequently been referred to as a villain. She had really been featured in tabloids for quite some time as a result of her relationship with King Charles, who at that time was wed to Princess Diana. In fact, she was even referred to as the third person by Princess Diana on multiple occasions, to the point where she needed to repair her reputation, which she needed big time. She must have been successful in doing so, since she married then Prince Charles in 2005, even after Harry and William has asked their father not to marry her. According to Prince Harry, this rehabilitation process made Camilla a dangerous person because with this, Camilla was able to build connections within the British press. And it seems that there was open willingness on both sides, Camilla and the press, to trade information. And if this is true, then what other secrets are there that Prince Harry is so worried about? Are there deeper and darker secrets that the world needs to know about? Perhaps nasty secrets that could possibly shake the entire British royal family down to shambles? Or the monsters that live in the dungeons that make the infamous Flummery Tart in the television show The Prince? Whatever it is, it seems that we will have to wait for Camilla's revelation, if it will ever happen. 4. Harry turned to drugs to cope with Princess Diana's death. Most people have different coping mechanisms when dealing with someone's death, especially when that person is close to them. Of course, prince or not, Harry is still a person and will feel something when his mother dies. Needless to say that he suffered and dealt with his emotional problem in his own way. In this case, like some normal people, he went for drugs to help him cope with his grief. I personally won't blame him for doing it, since it looks like he's closer to Princess Diana than his brother to their mom. He elaborates and mentioned taking psychedelic drugs such as ayahuasca and psilocybin to help in his grieving process. But it seems that the pain is still stronger than any of those drugs, since he needed to drink heavily as well. And even with these things to help him drown his feelings, it still took some time for him to really get a hold of himself. I guess the lesson that we can get from this is, no matter how you drown your emotions, it will still be strong enough to stay within you for quite some time, or possibly forever. So don't go hunting for some mushrooms when you feel like the world's closing in on you. We suggest that you hang out with good company when that happens. 3. The public shed more tears for Diana's death than Harry. Well, this is not really a surprise, since Princess Diana was called the People's Princess. She is the epitome of a servant leader. From the time she brought awareness to the research on AIDS, to the empathy she had for people with leprosy, to her fight against landmines, she proved again and again that her people were put first and foremost in her mind. So yes, I agree that the public shed more tears for the princess than any of the royal family. During the interview, however, Harry mentioned that he didn't shed tears over his mother's death until her coffin was put in the ground. He also added that he and his brother were smiling when they were shaking the hands of the mourners at that time. which is so bizarre even in today's morals and values. I know, they have a different upbringing and Harry was just a 12-year-old boy, but come on. Can you imagine mourning for somebody close to you by heart, then suddenly you see the kid smiling while greeting you? I don't know about you guys, but if this is how princesses and princes are trained, then I'd rather be raised by peasants. Anyhow, 2. Princess Diana's death. Being a child really is something, you know. I guess this explains the behavior of the two kids when their mother died. As he detailed the death of his mother Diana, he said that for a long time, he did not accept that she was really gone, thinking that their mother wouldn't leave them, while also thinking that this is all part of a plan. Like one day, she would be calling them, Harry and William, to join her in a better environment where there's no paparazzi or toxic people around them. Honestly, it would have been great if this happened. Unfortunately, it didn't. Harry got proof of his mother's death when he reviewed the police report when he was already 20 years old before fully accepting the loss of their mother. It seems that the drugs and alcohol at a young age was justifiable. Years of mental and emotional stress is no joke. Thinking that one day you'll receive a call or a letter from your mom to finally be with you, only to find out about the truth and accepting it 8 years later. I mean, that's mental and emotional torture. Adding insult to injury, the proof he saw was that the paparazzi that chased her into the tunnel were the ones that were taking photographs. Photographs of her lying half dead on the back seat of the car. It must have been devastating. And to think that the same group of people are still on the royal family even after the incident. Harry must have so much hate towards these group of people after knowing the truth. Let's just hope that he and Meghan handle the paparazzis better. And for our last, but definitely not the least, number 1. By the way, our list is not in any particular order, so by no means that we intended to provide this information by its importance. Number 1 goes to brothers' conflict. Though they can drive you crazy at times, growing up with siblings can make life a lot more fun. Even if you don't always get along, at the very least, they keep life interesting. But it's not all rainbows and butterflies now, is it? So during the interview, Harry detailed some of the events where his brother, William, tells him to pretend to not know each other, which, obviously, young Harry didn't understand at that time. Well, I think he still doesn't until this point in his life. His relationship with William has been complicated for a long time. It was detailed in his memoirs pair, including his physical altercation with his brother, William, at some point in 2019. It seems that this buildup of frustration on William's part can be contained, resulting to it. Mostly due to tabloid press about Harry and Meghan that's reaching him. We can't really blame him, can we? Prince William is the older of the two, and can we say that he's just trying to be responsible but reacting in a negative way? The reaction probably comes from the idea that Harry and William appeared inseparable to the outside world growing up, but in reality, the two have lived separate lives since the death of their mother. Well, whatever it is, we now know, based on the information provided by Harry, that the relationship between the royal family members are questionable even before Meghan entered Harry's life. Anyway, this brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed what we had for you today, don't forget to give us a thumbs up to show your continued support for the channel. Also, make sure to hit the notification icon to be notified of our next video, since we'll be sharing some of the most feared tribes around the globe that even the US Army dare not to confront. Thanks guys, stay awesome, and see you next week.